I want to play a clip. This is from President Biden responding to the Supreme Court ruling on immunity, presidential immunity. This is what he said.
There are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. Today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what a president can do. I know I will respect the limits of the presidential powers I have for 3.5 years, but any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law.
What did you make of that?
That's not true. Just a doubling down on the same tired lies that are no longer really working. They're working for some people, but more and more people are waking up every day. That is absolutely untrue. The Supreme Court ruling said any constitutional actions. So they have to be constitutional, and we don't have a dictatorship here. They have also, at the same time they had that ruling, they have what was called the Chevron deference, which just means that the government is given the benefit of the doubt. And if they want to come up with a new regulation, they can do that. And that's caused this out of control government spread and control. People they don't know who to vote for because it doesn't seem to matter because the administrative state has so much power. So at the same time, they said, no, there are some things that the president has to be protected on. Those are official duties. And if he does things, he can be impeached. Then after he's impeached, he could go to court. If it's something that was illegal, he can be tried. He's saying that that's the opposite, which it's not. And at the same time, how are you making the case that the Supreme Court is trying to make a king when they just ruled the day before or the same day to reduce the size of the government and put the power back into the hands of Congress? It doesn't make any sense. This is just manipulation and lies.
I also thought it was interesting to see how they keep ramping up this. It's terrible that Trump packed the court with conservatives. And I'm like, well, what do you expect him to do? If you win an election in America and one of the places on the Supreme Court comes up, you are allowed to put somebody on it. And the Democrats allowed some of their people on the court to just go on and on and on to the point where they were inevitably going to die and therefore need replacing. I mean, whose fault's that? It's not Donald Trump's fault. He just did what any Democrat would have done the other way around, didn't he?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right. And I will say, I think it was Barack Obama who, when was appointing very leftist judges, said elections have consequences.
We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
Oh, yes, they do. They do. And that's why it was so important last time in 2016. And I think again this time that we have a conservative that is not ruling from the bench. This is the first time in my lifetime that our Supreme Court is saying we're not elected officials. This whole thing on abortion is so misunderstood. What the Supreme Court said was, no, we're not going to get involved in the abortion thing. That's for the people to decide, not judges. And for the first time, I'm seeing ruling after ruling where they're saying, we're umpires here. We're just here to tell you that's constitutional, that's not. You want to make the laws, but they have to be constitutional. And that is the best thing that could be happening in a world where everybody's freaked out about fascism, communism, authoritarianism, or a theocracy. Reduce the power of these people.
So what?
To make something constitutional nowadays is almost a curse word in the when it comes to Democrats. Like when you say to make something constitutional, what they hear is, oh, so you want the white man to control everything, huh? Because you don't really care about women and black people, huh? They trying to say it so that they can rally up their troops and instill fear in their troops. Because honestly, that's the only way that they get things done. It's through fear tactics. And I don't really work that way. I really don't. I work more with hope. I work more with hope and understanding. If you can tell me something that makes sense, like if you do this, this will be done because it just makes sense. And plus, it gives more hope to everyone, not only black people, not only white people, not only red people, blue people, yellow people, whatever the case may be. That's how we start dividing people. We start to divide everybody. Did y'all see in New York on 4th of July that while there was a Palestinian protest, they were actually burning an American flag in the middle of the street? This was American citizens doing this. This is how messed up our minds are. Like we are easily swayed left or right because we refuse to think for ourselves. It's ridiculous, man. My thing is this: if you don't like the country, get the hell out. And if you want to come to the country, do it the right way. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't like it here? Go somewhere else. Turn over your citizenship. Go somewhere else. If you love it here and you want to find a new direction for you and your family, come here, but do it the right way. It's that simple. Okay.
One of the things
That's
that
common sense, though.
I have got a problem with is the weaponization of the justice system under Biden's administration against Trump. But I was also a little bit concerned when he came on your show and he said this.
You said in 2016, lock her up. And then when you became president, you said, we don't do that in America. That's just not the right thing to do. That's what they're doing. Do you regret not locking her up? And if you're president again, will you lock people up?
Well, I'll give you an example. The answer is you have no choice because they're doing it to us. I always had such great respect for the office of the president, the presidency, but the office of the president, and I never hit Biden as hard as I could have. And then I heard he was trying to indict me, and it was him that was doing it.
And he sort of extrapolates that he's going to have to do the same back. I mean, is there not a danger that America becomes a kind of banana republic if every consecutive president is fixated on locking up his political opponents?
Yeah, so I've had conversations with real constitutional scholars about this for a long time. Because I always thought it was wrong that Nixon, didn't go to jail. There's nobody above the law. And everyone I've ever spoken to, they said, Glenn, once you open that door, you cannot close it again.
Right.
Because everybody will want vengeance.
Is America in a better place, actually, than it's ever been? I mean, many people like to say it's never been worse. But if you go back into the history of America, there's been,
Hell no. I can answer that, Piers. Hell no. Hell no. What? We literally have transgender story time in elementary school. We got books that are showing body parts and talking about sexually explicit things in elementary schools. No, this is not the best place the country has ever been. No. Are you kidding me? Is he serious? Well, do have to remember that Piers is not American, so he's not gonna care about those type of things. But hell no. Are you? Have y'all seen the BET Awards? Most of the adults, the adult women, well, a lot of the adult women that were there were dressed so scantily clad that you can see their daggone nipples and their moose knuckles. No. People are getting killed far more at a higher clip in blue cities. No. In poor red cities. No. The answer is nah. Hell no, to be honest with you. Is he serious? Sometimes you just run out of things to say in interviews, so I get it. I totally get it. Like you get to interview somebody big and you say, you know what? I'm going to ask you something else. Are we in the best place that American has ever been? Hell to the nah. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.